For some reason, I'd always like shit my pants.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop you right there.
I don't care how embarrassing this is.
No, that's fine.
I'm man enough to say it.
I just need you to say it one more time.
Rob, Brad, give me the thumbs up, dude.
Better than him giving you a thumbs down.
I think we're live. Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We love you guys. Thank you. A lot of stuff going on.
So much stuff going on.
So #1, by the time this podcast is out, we will be on our way to Russia to enter the World Championship Russian slapping competition.
Well, it was nice to see you conscious.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts and feelings. It feels like the fight in August, but in Russia against Russians. Yeah. Maybe because that's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You know, but it's just scary.
Can we talk about what happened yesterday? Or do you want to save it?
I want to save it, but I'll give it a little hint. Man, let's talk about drama real quick before we bring the guys in. Because it's happening. Let's start with James Charles and Tati, because this took a weird spin back in James' favor. He's still down like 2 million plus subscribers, I think. But
you're gonna have to enlighten me because all I do is meditate. Like I don't pay attention to this stuff.
And by the way, rightfully so. Yeah. Let's be honest. Like who really gives a shit? No offense, beauty community, but also
I made that tweet. I watched 36 seconds of his latest video, and I was watching it, and I had the popcorn and everything. I'm like, this is gonna get juicy. And I got to like 36, and he's like, all that I ask you do is you watch the entire video. And I'm like, I cannot do that because I don't give a fuck, a single solitary fuck about any of this, nor do I understand why anybody would, unless you're in the makeup community, and even then, go do makeup.
Yeah.
Why are you watching videos of people talking about people that did videos of people making makeup about people? Just fucking go do fucking makeup and take your sugar bear hair, kids.
No, wait. I think that's the competitor.
Oh,
I
take
think
your Tati. Take your Tatis.
But yeah, I don't really know the details because, like Mike, I made it 42 seconds. I beat you. But it was refreshing to see. So James, he clearly scripted his latest video. It was scripted, which then made me realize that his apology video, unlike many people thought, was not scripted. That was off the cuff. So as far as like specifics go and like whose side I'm on, I don't really give a shit if I'm being honest. But I think the moral here is like,
so people are starting to subscribe back.
Yeah. So don't jump to conclusions and don't be fickle.
Why are they coming back? What was?
Because I guess it came out that
he brought out receipts.
He brought his receipts, quote unquote receipts. And I guess the
receipts to what?
You see, you're asking questions that people who watch 36 seconds of the video don't know. Like you got it. If we had Keemstar here, he can answer those questions.
Got it.
Unfortunately, I have no clue. Could have been receipts from McDonald's.
Next
Could
up,
have been receipts from Sephora.
Done. Next up, here we go. Yep. Jake Paul versus Kotico. My little brother made a video where he confronted cyberbully Kotico about because Kotico's made a lot of videos on both Jake and myself, kind of just being a dickhead, if I'm being honest. And Jake called me after he confronted him. He's like, yo, I did this thing. I was like, oh, that's dope, because where I'm from, it's like, if you're gonna if you don't like someone, you confront them. And
don't say it in your tweets if you won't say it in the streets.
Yeah, you settle
that kind of shit.
Yeah, you settle it. Yeah. So that's what I thought he did. But the video took on a cyberbully, sort of stop cyberbullying tone to it that I think rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And
yeah, quite a few. There was like 175K dislikes.
A lot of tweets, a lot of dislikes.
I've got a thought on it. My whole thing is, I love the message that Jake was trying to portray, but it was very hard for me. And I love Jake. Jake, I love you so much. There are days that go by that I like him more than Logan, even certain days. But to see Jake be the hero, not hero, but to be the purveyor or conveyor of that message, anti-bullying, which, by the way, he started the video with the following line: there's a douchebag named Kotico, and we're about to fuck his life up. If you're making an anti-bullying video and you have started off by saying there's a douchebag named whatever and we're about to fuck his life up, you've lost. You've lost. I don't know how else to say it, bro. Like you just can't.
Like if it was me, I'd be like, hey, there's this guy I don't like. We're going to tell him that I don't like him to his face and see what he does. Instead of like, stop bullying. By the way, stop bullying. But like, I don't know.
I think the core message, Jake has once again seemed like a little bit of a personal vendetta against Cody because Cody's made these videos against him.
Yeah, lots of them.
My thought to Jake, and what I would say to Jake and any other creators out there who want to start drama is the easy way to win. That's how losers win, by starting drama with other people. The real way to win is make better fucking content. If you have a problem with a creator, don't mention their name. Don't give them more clout by putting them in your videos. Make better content than them and do better than them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you win. Truly win.
With Cody though, I know this feeling like, cause he's got a, I don't want to say a cult following, but like the people who like Kotico really like Kotico, because he is funny. It's just one of those situations where it's funny until you're the one being made fun of. And unfortunately the minority here is the Jakes, the me, the people who have been roasted by Cody. And so it's, I get the sentiment what Jake was trying to do, and I feel for him.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about with James on one of the last shows. It's like, do you fight back or do you just kind of like take the higher road and not say anything? Like what Mike's saying.
If it was me, I probably wouldn't have made a video out of it.
What would you have done if you were in Jake's shoes?
Like if I saw him in person, I'd ruffle his feathers a little bit. Nothing physical, but I'd be like, yo, like you talk big online, you big now type shit, and I wouldn't have taken the. When trying to take the high road. Yeah, I think
not the high road, but just you wouldn't have made a video about it.
I don't know.
I've seen you do
done.
that.
I don't know.
You're quite ruffling when it comes to feathers. I've seen him ruffle some feathers in person.
And by the way, I don't want this to be misconstrued. It's not like
bullying.
It's not me like pushing show.
No.
I'm just like, I really make people like think about what they do online by confronting them in person.
Well, because you're not, and by the way, you're not ever the perpetrator of it. You're just defending your name in person. Like I remember my best memory of it was that the first time we saw KSI at the Japanese restaurant in Hollywood, when we got the phone call and they were like, yo, KSI's there with his whole squad at this party, at the FaZe party.
Oh yeah.
And it was just me and Logan. This was before the fight. It was in like June. It was just me and Logan rolling solo through Hollywood. And I'm like, yo, should we bring security? Like, should we bring a team with us?
Like,
there's like 20 people, and LP goes, I think we're good. So we just rolled into this party, just me and him. There's like 30 people, paparazzi, all this shit. And LP just walks up to him and gets to ruffling. He knows how to ruffle fucking feathers.
Also, I made 4 rules at the beginning of the year, and one of them was don't disdain others. And like, I'm really trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's just healthier, I think.
Hell yeah.
Lastly, before we bring the guest on, this just came out today. FaZe. There's a FaZe versus Tfue thing going on.
This is brand new.
Tfue's one of the best gamers in the world. FaZe Clan is a gaming
organization.
Yeah. And so what happened, Mike?
So Tfue filed claim today against FaZe Clan that they have they contractually took collected finder's fees of up to 80% of revenue paid by third party of Tfue services, and he also accuses the team of illegal and anti-competitive provisions. So basically to say, when they found Tfue, they locked him down in a way that was basically illegal and not acceptable in terms of a
so Tfue's contracted under FaZe
Clan.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a member of FaZe, and he's saying that that the contract is just completely crazy and that they've taken too much. And now Banks is going back on Twitter now and saying that, he found Tfue, and Tfue was only getting like a few hundred views before FaZe took him in. And it's a really messy situation right now.
Dude, I hate that kind of stuff. It's always so like touchy with oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be anything. But there is legitimacy there. So it's like,
yeah, but 80%.
I don't, and Banks,
that's a lot.
Banks is also saying that.
So they're taking 80% of all
Banks is saying that is completely and utterly fabricated, like in every way. And I'm not, and I don't know shit.
Also,
but
that's an easy thing to figure out. Literally, like, the contract will say exactly what the number is.
But also another thing, I do want to say this, not directed specifically at Tfue, but to anybody. If you sign into an 80% contract, maybe you don't deserve to have your fucking money.
But also,
what the fuck
if what Banks said is true, and he discovered Tfue when he had 100 viewers on Twitch, like,
yeah, that's what he said.
Yo, this is your big break. And by the way, it was
80% obviously would never be.
Man, put yourself in a position of having 100 viewers on Twitch and you wanting to be one of the biggest gamers in the world for a 2-3 year
at that point,
contract.
you'd go to Russia and get slapped to get a contract like that.
Like you'd have to be a moron to.
Oh shit! Oh god. Yeah, so you
have to be
did.
so
Hey, this one's early. Let's see how it plays out. But again, I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't know. Right now, it's just claims. Like there's some dude that claimed.
Hey, I know Tfue's a good dude. He's a real genuine guy. I hope it all works out. So is Banks. So
they should take it to Judge Judy. Like spice it up. You know what I'm saying?
That would be dope. Which, by the way, the highest paid television personality in the world, Judge Judy.
Really?
Yeah, like
I can see it.
Insane, like $50-60 million
She's a
a
G.
year or something like
I
that.
think
Crazy.
50. I think $50-60 million a year is actually how much our guest made last year. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, guys, I want to bring him on.
That's a lot of
He's
bread.
the international superstar model starring in campaigns for Abercrombie, Calvin Klein, and Fila. Guess and more. He's a certified martial arts black belt and the world record holder. He's an actor. He's the best looking guy on the planet. It's Nick Bateman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, guys.
Wow, our collective looks just got a lot worse in the room.
We
actually,
automatically all became
average,
the Duff.
average lifted though. That's why you got
Oh,
to surround yourself
when
by
you
sexy
include him,
people.
yeah, facts.
The average lifted, but we all became Duffs. And you're closest, by the way, I think, proximity wise. So,
Well, shit.
I'm blushing, guys.
hey, how
Come
you
on,
doing,
come on.
Nick?
I am doing fantastic.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Yes, we do.
I think we made like a Snapchat horror movie type thing.
Yes, we did with Eli Roth.
Yeah, way back when. And actually, I told you this then. The first time I saw you was in a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yes.
Has anyone seen that movie?
Hobo with a shotgun.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Sounds incredible.
It is incredible. It was still to this date the most fun I've had making a movie. It was just insane. It's pretty much a grindhouse style film, and Rutger Hauer was this hobo. Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner.
Yeah, crazy.
And pretty much he rolls into the worst city imaginable. And we start off by decapitating my uncle with a barbed wire noose in a sewer grate.
Happens.
Pretty much the worst thing I could do in a movie. I burned a school bus full of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Hobo with the Shotgun.
No, in real life.
Oh, okay. Crazy that you're still here.
Yeah.
I respect your
Very
dedication to the craft.
Yeah,
You're
it's
willing
great.
to burn actual human beings.
It was
Practice.
it was a fun scene. They gave me a real flamethrower.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So I'm on this bus with a real flamethrower. With my brother in the movie, he's shooting this flamethrower, and I guess the producers didn't put two and two together and realize that the bus would act as like an oven.
Oh my God.
And it
So it
would-
just got hot?
So my hair caught on fire.
Whoa.
So I ran up the bus, and one of the PAs is like, like smacking me in the head, being like, "Yo, your hair's on fire." So I had singed hair. I have a picture of it, but
You smell it?
oh yeah, but I love
Burn-
it.
Disgusting.
burning-
Yeah, burning hair is the best smell in the world at that.
I actually have a clip from the movie because like we can talk about it all we want, but like seeing Nick as this character, what's his name? Ivan?
Ivan, yeah.
Ivan. He was a dickhead, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it though.
I think this is the sewer grate scene.
Show this?
Yeah. I'm not gonna go all the way, but like here we go.
Fucking androids! My father's got something he wants y'all to see! And I swear, anybody looks away for even a second, I'll make him wish they were
Is that the hobo with the shotgun?
That's Rutger. Yeah,
I'll make him wish they were fucking.
you're not gonna show him
aborted.
his head getting ripped off.
I mean, can I?
I mean, it's fine.
I don't know.
Getting it
I think
cut.
it's mandatory at this point.
Yeah, I mean, roll it.
I've got a sick sense of humor, but this is where I kick the door in.
Is it too far?
I think it's too far. That's fine.
All right.
Let
I
them-
mean,
they-
just like
they can
go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Go watch Nick Bateman and Hobo with a
Yeah,
Shotgun.
go rent Hobo with a Shotgun.
No
starring
one,
Nick
will, no
Bateman.
one will believe it's me. But it's fine.
So no, because I saw that and then I met you and I'm like, wait, I don't think I understand what is happening here. You're such a nice guy who doesn't put people's heads in sewer grates.
And you guys did a video with Eli Roth.
Goddamn
YouTube
right.
did?
Yeah, we
like
did,
Eli Roth is that Hostel?
Yeah.
Yes.
What? That
We did-
dude's a legend.
Yeah, we did the first like Snapchat horror mystery where like
You're saying horror,
yeah,
not Snapchat horror mystery.
yeah,
Okay.
Like
Like, who is she? Why is she getting
Why
fucked on
is
Snapchat?
she- yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
yeah, no, not quite. But no, they literally led every scene would lead to the next one, kind of get who done it, who was the killer, and one of us would be dead by the next snap.
Which one of you died?
We all died.
yeah, we all died.
except for who
I think it was was
it was a girl was the
the
killer.
girl was the killer.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Well, also that day, like we were just talking, I was kind of picking your brain a little bit, and you also told me that you're a black belt martial artist.
Yeah,
And you spin a stick
spin a stick. Yeah,
really fucking well. By the way,
every interview I say this, but yeah, I started karate when I was 4 years old because I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. And the Ninja Turtle I chose to favor was Donatello because of his weapon, the bow staff. And I kind of got obsessed with bow staff, and it became my thing. And I traveled and I competed regionally, then internationally. I won 4 world titles,
you won 4 world titles
Yeah.
for the bow staff.
3 in bow staff, 1 in forms in karate and Japanese forms.
And I want to show a little bit of this because I mean this is insane.
That is incredible. Whipping that thing.
Like, bro, you got real talent. If you spin that thing fast enough, you'll take off, dude. You become a human helicopter.
Pretty much.
At what point did you realize it was like the dream was coming true, but the turtle part was difficult.
I actually still always thought I could get to be Donatello in a movie because, you know, I wanted to transition into acting eventually. And so I kind of always had the vision, but yeah, the bow staff, it took a lot of smacking myself in the face with that wooden stick.
Any practical skill with that? You ever find a broom and beat someone up in like a Trader
The
Joe's?
only time is like I'm playing pool and I start spinning around. People are like, oh, that's cool. And
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, well,
You should have done we saw John Wick 3 last night.
Yeah.
You should have
yeah.
been in that. It's a cool movie.
Well, my next goal eventually is to be Gambit.
Oh, that's right.
So
Oh, because he has a staff.
he has a staff
From X-Men.
Yeah, you literally Google Gambit. He looks like they drew me. Like he's tall, he's lean.
Didn't Channing Tatum play?
No, Channing.
Oh, it's not happening?
He lost it. He lost it. Channing Tatum lost it.
the
Do we
director.
know why?
Disney just canned it. They canceled it.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Disney bought Marvel, and then they decided what they wanted to procure. But it literally, there's Channing's face. But if you look at the other the drawings,
That looks so realistic.
yeah. But like, I don't think Gambit looks like. Channing.
Wow.
He's got the pointy features. He's dark. He's got the dark hair. But again, no one can use a bow staff like me, and that's doing acting. And if kind of like how Ryan Reynolds prepared for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he just said is the most important cinematic part of his entire life.
Yeah.
Like, was the biggest.
Absolutely.
And Ryan Reynolds is, I believe, late 30s, almost 40. And to me, I have a lot of time to prep for this. And to me, it's not going anywhere. Even if the Channing Tatum one did get made, how many Spider-Mans were there?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. You just put things in for, or the TV rights. I was thinking about getting the TV rights. So I've done one short film. I have another one coming out soon that we put like about 7 times the budget of the first one into. Wow. And we got some good actors. We got the team from John Wick, 8711, to do all my
The
stunts.
stunt team?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
So, that's
gonna be
crazy.
Yeah.
slaughtered.
So
when in John Wick, like this happens right in the beginning. It's not a spoiler, but John Wick puts a book in a dude's mouth, bam, 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 breaks his jaw, smacks him across the face, and then how does he? Oh,
puts the book on the table, lines his head up over it, and then punches down on it and breaks his fucking neck. Yo, the
sounds
stunts,
exhilarating.
the point is
insane.
The point is the 8711 team you're talking about
Yeah.
knows exactly what they're doing, and
No, they do.
Jeff's pointing at me. We visited them 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
way when I was first in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and they told me they're like, "Hey, we're producing and directing this movie. It's gonna be called John Wick.
Yeah.
It's about this guy who lost his puppy,
Yeah.
and he goes and like kills the people. Who
and
stole
we
his
want
stuff.
you to be John Wick, is what they said.
Yeah. I had,
And he
I had a
passed.
pass.
He
Yeah,
passed.
He just
yeah,
passed
it
on
was-
his
He
like, yeah.
passed to do Snapchat horror.
Yeah. No, he
shows.
passed for airplane mode.
for airplane mode.
Oh, should we talk about this?
Yeah, what happened there,
You gonna
guys?
hit this or what?
So man, when I say Nick and I go way back, it's V True.
One of the most
I don't know.
unknown mysteries of the Logang and Logan Paul era.
It was from good intentions.
It was great dungeons.
That's literally how we really became friends.
What is it?
You're talking about your passion for, writing and filmmaking
Yeah,
and coming with ideas and striving for success and working with friends. And I really liked that. The fact that you wrote this, you produced it. When you first come to Hollywood, it's hard to get your hustle going like that.
Yeah.
So I really admired that when you were, we all need to work together, support each other, become, a family and do stuff together. So when you put such a cool team of people together, I thought it was pretty impressive.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a great idea, by the way. The idea was fucking phenomenal. The execution was subpar.
Well, I think what you probably learned is writing is a little harder than we all think.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yo, something when you pen
Yeah.
and then when it turns into real film,
Yeah.
something was missed there.
So
Like,
you learned
I-
a little bit about translation of like writing
Yes.
into
But
film.
also
Yes.
as influencers and the people that we worked with, all amazing people, a lot of us have work to do on our acting, even myself being
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah.
And we're good because we have the following, but we, just like martial arts with repetition, we need to work on our shit.
Yeah.
And if we're going to be successful in an acting realm and make a movie good, we need to have the chops to back it up.
Yep.
And even I'm guilty of that, not doing enough acting training for certain stuff. But I think, like you said, the idea was there, the writing was there, and I think
Yeah.
if we all had, say we did this movie now, think how different it would be.
Yeah, it'd be great. These guys actually got the
saw-
privilege of seeing it
Yeah.
at Mammoth
Mammoth.
Film
Not
Festival.
No, not Mammoth. The other one,
Just
Mammoth.
Mammoth, yeah. Any comments specifically about Nick's character?
Just
Nick crushed it,
It was
first off,
hilarious.
I'll
It was
say that.
hilarious. The movie was hilarious. It was very I was blown away by some of the scenes in terms of how just completely and utterly insane they were, like distasteful, just disgusting. Like at one point, like a man drinks cum, I think. Like it's
like Family Guy humor.
no, way worse. Way worse. Like I was just watching it. I've seen everything. I've seen every disgusting thing happen. And there were parts of it where I was just like, looking through my fingers at the screen, I'm like, this can't go out.
Yeah.
This can't
It was
fucking
great
ever
too
go
because
out,
like there was
dude.
like younger people that like somehow got into the cinema and it just,
And they were fans too, bro. They were like, they were little
They loved
gangsters.
it.
Well, that's one thing I found very funny is because you know your demographic, you have a lot of young people that look up to you and follow you, and it's just funny because they'll be like, I have to see this movie. Like, well, no, it's rated NC-17. You can't go in.
Worse. It's like NC-34.
Yeah.
It's like I would just sneak into that movie. It was horrifying.
That's
But
hilarious.
very good. I think you actually executed on it quite well. I think everybody did a great job from an acting standpoint. It's just the messaging. The way it was written in Logan's 20-year-old mind is so vastly different from who he is today that like it destroys like
20-year-old in 2015, by the way. This was before all the like oversensitivity came out and like.
Yeah, but you never know if you watch something like that. The first time I saw Step Brothers, I didn't like it. Now it's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you think there's a space to release it, or is that just one you let sail off in the
Airplane mode?
sunset?
I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Do you remember some of the shit that we made you do?
Yeah, I remember saying that when you go away, it's the best time to cheat on your wife. And then I remember, what else did I do? I was making out with the one girl on the plane. And I looked at the woman next to me like, and she's blowing me. The girl's blowing me on the plane. And I look at the woman next to me like, you're next. And she's like,
wow.
yeah. So we literally played the most uber douchey version of myself.
And that was like some of the most tame shit, and that like it just was so crazy.
But I didn't know, it was a fun experience regardless.
But at that time when we shot that, you didn't have a wife. So everything sort of was okay. But you had a girlfriend.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend.
But now she's your wife.
Fiance.
Holy shit.
Close. July 17th, we're getting married.
Do you have a child, Nick?
I do have a child.
You're a dad?
I'm a dad.
What's that like?
Damn, daddy.
It is the best thing in the world.
How old is this little boy child?
He's 8 months.
Wow.
But he is in the 98 percentile. He's a giant.
Oh, really?
You think your
He's a
dog?
big boy.
He's like the equivalent of your dog in there.
Okay.
He's a giant.
What was his weight?
Right now, he's I think over 25 pounds, and he's 8 months old. And most 8-month-olds are 18 pounds.
Damn.
What have you learned from parenting so far? Biggest takeaway.
Just that I love him more than I love myself, and to me, it makes other things seem so less important. And you know, I had a great mom growing up, and I never had a dad there, so it made me twice as much want to be a great dad.
Yep.
And from the second that I found out that I was going to be, I always knew I was going to be dad. He was planned. I wanted, boy, girl. I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to have a kid.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I used to go to karate school. I loved working with kids. I loved the idea of, you know, being a dad. So it really hasn't changed my life. It's actually made me work harder. I'm more motivated. I want to get shit done. And I find myself when I leave, I'm just like, oh, I want to go home and be with my kid. But I'm out here working my ass off for him. So, but I can say I'm just lucky because some kids are nightmares. And
What's the name of the baby?
Chase
Bateman?
Chase Bateman.
Wow.
That's my sister's baby's name. My nephew.
This is him?
Baby Chase. Yeah.
That's him.
His
Look at
feet
that.
are huge.
Dude, he's huge.
You got a
Got
big
paddles.
baby.
Yeah. So he's perfect.
How long have you been with what's her name again?
Maria. So Marie and Maria have been together it'll be our 11-year anniversary. We've we broke it up a couple times for like weeks at a time, but besides that, we've been pretty solid all the way through. But I met her in my hometown of Burlington, Ontario in Canada before I even moved to LA. When I met her when I was broke. I owned a karate school. I was living in my karate school in the back on a couch.
Really?
Yep. I was living in my karate school. I didn't have a car, didn't have a driver's license. She like was my little chauffeur, sugar mama who drove me everywhere. I'd go to her house, raid her fridge. His dad's Irish. I'd be like, where the fuck is our food? Like he'd get so pissed. I'd eat all her food. So like I've known her for ages, and I've come to Hollywood and realized that it doesn't matter how beautiful a girl is aesthetically. I've met girls that I would dream about when I was
for sure.
living
Well,
in
Hollywood's
Canada.
the place for that.
Yeah, and then I learned real fast that they've got nothing on my girl, and it made me realize that how lucky I am. So it just I'm very lucky to have her. And
Well, I was gonna ask because like, yo, Nick, I don't think it's
calling the police. He got
think-
smacked too hard by Aiden.
Yeah.
He forgot. He forgot.
Hold on,
everything.
I've seen this before. Hang on, let me just recharge him up.
Just just give him a little shot.
I don't think it's unknown to anyone that you're a very good looking guy. Obviously, so girls must be throwing themselves at you, especially when you first got here.
Well, when I first got here, I never posted my girlfriend because I was doing the whole idea that, I knew the algorithm, that my algorithm was this hot guy with a dog with a shirt off. It was his bullshit algorithm that I found and I used and I snowballed to help grow my following. But I thought that similar to like I used to, when Megan Fox was Transformers, I had a huge crush on her.
Yep.
And as soon as I found out she had a boyfriend, it kind of ruined this fantasy for me. I was like, oh, whatever, she had a boyfriend. And then I kind of, but so for me, I was like, oh, if I post my girlfriend, people will, I was
for sure.
I was hell bent on, continuing my following to grow. Then I eventually was like, I don't care. This is my life. I want people. I'm just going to post what I want. So in the last year, I have posted. But yeah, before that, I had girls throwing themselves at me because they didn't know. But now I don't even go out enough. But if girls do, I just kind of like, I'll take this ring and I'll just put it on this finger and I'll be like, oh,
You're such a
like, hey,
you're such a liar.
no, I swear to God,
Isn't that the divorce finger?
no, this is
The married finger.
This is the married
Switch it over.
finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it on that finger?
well, 'cause
Or
I'm not
the other
married
hand.
yet. I'm not married yet. This is just
Oh.
this
So
is
then
on
you
my ring.
flip. Oh, okay.
I'll just flip it just to
I
like
see what you're
to
saying.
get girls to be like, hey, get away
So
from
I
me.
think there's
What's
a lot of meat on that bone that you just talked about of not posting your spouse. So
Yeah.
I see it's so funny when you see these couples on Instagram where one of them, every picture is like them and their like happy couple.
Yeah.
Then you look at the other partners and it's just like all bikini photos.
Yeah, that's,
Do you know what I'm
that's a
saying?
typical like girl thing. Because again, girls who are followed by dudes, it's even worse. Because a guy's even more fickle, where he'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you got
Yeah.
a boyfriend? Unfollow."
Unfollow.
Yeah.
What about what about people that are kind of like, I don't care if they have a boyfriend because I'm still gonna try.
Oh, dude, they can do whatever they want. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I think you did a good pivot
Yeah.
into being dope family dad,
Yeah.
family man versus just eye candy.
Well, yeah, it's more genuine to me too, because a lot of people when they met me thought I was a retard. I'm sorry, I know you can't use that term, but
I think you. Is there any ways you could use it, or is it just completely?
whatever. The point is, they thought that I was uneducated, this just hot guy with a dog, whatever. And I kind of built myself into that corner because it's all I was posting. I wasn't posting who I was. The fact that, I used to own many businesses. I owned a karate school. They didn't know any side of me other than that. So this is nice that I can, even now, I don't even post enough about myself. No one really knows about me other than I'm a dad and I do martial arts. So
Was there a shift in your mental health when you became more authentic on social media?
Yeah, actually, it just, I know a lot of people say, oh, people who post a relationship have bad relationships, but that's not necessarily true. I actually feel closer because, she's being seen by everyone and everyone gets to see what I am really happy. So the truth is, like when you're seeing me with my family, it's the happiest I ever am. And I know it sounds cheesy and a lot of people may actually fake it, but I'm lucky to be one of the ones that I don't have to.
Is she ever threatened, or does she ever feel like she has to worry about you when you go off on modeling shoots? And
No, at any relationship, when we first started dating and I was living in Miami or New York, of course she's going to feel, a little insecure. I'm around all these models in Miami. We're a new relationship. We don't know the ins and outs of each other on multiple levels. But now I'm just as easygoing with her. Like she's going away tomorrow on her bachelorette to Mykonos and to Croatia. And
do you trust her?
of course.
That terrifies me.
Yeah, to me, the only thing that I ever took from my dad, who I don't talk to and don't get along with, is that I've told to all my girlfriends is if he can get you, he can have you. And that's what I say. And I know it sounds cruel, but it's the truth. If a guy can get you, he can have you. Why would I want you if you're that easy to get?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the one.
I agree.
And yeah, and that's the one thing I've always had with any of my girlfriends is because the thing is, if you truly love someone, you want them to go out and experience life and have fun. And you don't want to limit them on that. You want them to go out, party, have times with their girlfriends. And I think if you're happy about that and you support that, they will most likely have your back.
When you get to that point, because my last relationship was really serious to a point where like, do you ever like even look at other, like, I remember the last time I was in a relationship, I didn't care about a single other girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, I would appreciate them. I would be like, wow, it's a good looking girl, whatever. But I was not like actively sliding in inboxes.
Well,
like,
you hit it on the head right there. Like my girl's so cool that like when we go out, if I see a girl with a hot ass, or like those jeans with the ass hanging out, or like nipples showing through, I point it out to my girl. I'm like, yo, check out that ass. That girl's got a great ass.
Oh, you just don't even try to hide it.
No, we
Genius.
share on
Sure,
this.
yeah.
But
You ever take a girl home with your girl?
no,
You're lying.
I swear to God, I haven't.
Whatever.
But the catch is, like, I'm also like cool enough to be, if I see a good looking dude, I'll be like, yo, check out that dude.
You ever take a dude home with you and your girl?
No, she doesn't like. I quizzed her on that, and I was like, hey, she was a huge Katy Perry fan, and I was like, okay, would you at least like hook up with Katy Perry? And
Just her, or all three
just
of
her,
you?
just to see what she'd say. And she's like, no. And I'm like,
Really?
yeah, she's so straight.
I would hook up with Katy Perry.
Yeah,
Well, that makes-
a lot of
would.
people would.
Do you guys do hall passes?
No.
Like where there's one, it's like that one celebrity hall pass where it's
We jokingly say it, but like
who's yours?
I don't know. I'd say maybe Megan Fox, just because of the crush, but
Yeah.
she's not the same she used to be. Like, she's still beautiful, but like it's just the childhood thing died for me. Like, of but for her, it'd be probably Charlie Hunnam or Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
And I make that joke that I'm like, if you saw him, you better go. And I was watching Dodgeball the other day, and I saw Vince Vaughn, and I thought he kind of looks like my kid a little. I'm like, is that who the dad is? And she's like, oh my God, how'd you find out? I'm like,
Oh no.
and I look back at the TV, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad.
It's Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I saw Charlie Hunnam at Runyon one day while I was
Yeah.
hiking, and he walks exactly like he does in
Sons.
like just exactly like he's like bigger than life, bro. Like just
Yeah.
big ass badass.
Got
dude.
that energy about
Yeah.
him.
He had no hair. His head was shaved. Though.
Probably from Triple Frontier.
Yeah.
So what's your hustle like out here? If you don't mind me switching the topic.
Work-wise?
Yeah.
So right now I am mainly focused. It's a random thing. I'm focused on movies. I'm producing a film right now with the people I worked on with Gambit. It's called The Last Exit. So we're in pre-production. We're on the third draft of the script. Another thing I'm doing, no one knows. This will be the first that people hear. Is I'm working on music.
Hey, congrats, yo.
There we go.
I'm
You
not,
singing?
I'm not singing. I can't sing worth shit, but I'm producing, and I'm working with really great producers. I'm working with great vocalists, and I've always had like an ear for music. And even just seeing you do music and seeing all these influencers be accepted into the music community and be like, just people doing what they want to do because it's fun.
Sort of accepted.
Yeah.
No, accepted in a way.
And I haven't done like real music.
I
made
know,
a couple,
I know.
Like, fuck around songs. You know.
But the truth is you're having fun with it.
Yeah, true,
And,
yeah.
and the point is you're doing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And in life, that to me, that's important.
That's
if
the best.
you're passionate about something, why not do it?
Yeah.
Just do it. So I decided, I'm going to do this. And another thing, entrepreneurship. I'm starting a really cool company that I can't talk about on the air, but I'll show you guys after.
Cool.
I'm investing. I want to
And
invest.
you will. I promise you will. It's game changer. So those are my three things I'm focused on. But I've always been an entrepreneur.
So are you modeling anymore?
Not really. When in the last month or two, I always try to change my thermostat of what I want to make money wise, what I want to do career wise. And, I realized doing modeling is very limiting. You can't, with the money I want to make, with the goals I want to achieve, I can't do that modeling. Like, you know what I mean? If
Because of the money?
yeah, the money, but also like I've kind of done what I need to do in the world of modeling.
But can't you leverage your social media following to secure the bag?
What do you mean, like with?
I don't know. You have 7 million followers or so.
It's
Yeah.
on the modeling side. It's limited though. Like until you turn it into like a business, like he's talking about, like entrepreneurial pursuits. That's where like the real, when you get like repetitive income, like passive income. That's when the real money starts.
Also, the modeling industry's been destroyed. Like since social media has come about, there's literally no room for like the traditional model anymore. The budgets for models used to be insane, and now it's like, well, how many followers do you have?
Yeah.
And it's like in the modeling world, it used to be like, oh, you're not 5'7", get the hell out of my office, or you're not over 6 feet as a man, get out of here. And now it's how many followers do you have? I don't care that you're not 6 feet. And the whole kind of PC world we live in, where it's like, oh, we're going to take traditionally unattractive people and make them models now because we want to make people feel uncomfortable. And then the whole like plus size, like we're in a different world now where it's like we're using plus size models. We're using Halima, who's wearing hijab. So we're a very PC world where a lot of people are booking jobs based on the fact how PC.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not easy as a really good looking, pretty tall white man right now.
Yeah, you can't complain about anything. I'm just saying that the industry's changed. I think it's for good reason at times.
For sure.
But it's a different world now, and the budgets are gone.
You ever pack your junk for a shoot? Stuff your pants?
No, but for like a runway show one time, I'll fluff myself.
What do you mean? Like you'll get like semi-hard?
Yeah.
Just give it a couple jerks.
Not really that, but it's literally fluff it, just a little fluff.
With a fluffer?
No. There's a joke.
Would that be cheating?
There's a
No.
Depends on what does she do.
I don't know.
Depends on what fluffs your nugget.
No, I
If
fluff
she
myself.
tickles your balls, is that cheating?
I would say so.
What if she tickles your rectal?
No.
No.
Because doctors do that. Doctors do that. And that's not cheating.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, for fashion shows way back in the day, I would, before I'd walk out, I'd, give
Tickle the
myself-
taint.
You have to, right?
So many eyes on you,
Little
bro.
taint tickle. I mean, we do that before Impulsive every episode.
yeah.
That's a common trend nowadays.
It's only weird because like our junk isn't showing because it's all
Right.
below the table. We sort of just do it for fun. It's like a bonding
Yeah.
thing, morale.
It's just like, hey, you guys taint tickling? Of course.
Yeah, jump in, quick.
I was wondering whose
circle
hand
jerk.
that was. It was a little off.
Yeah.
No, it kind of swings
but
around.
yeah, it's a
least expected.
It's a weird industry for sure. I remember the very first fashion show I did. I was sitting there and was looking around, and I'm like 17, 18, and everyone else in the room is the same kind of age models. And I'm looking around, and there's 2 guys and like 18 girls. And then they all just start getting undressed. And I was like,
Whoa.
I'm like, whoa. I look at the guy next to me like, yo, are we in the wrong change room? He's like, is this your first fashion show? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, welcome to modeling. I was like,
The girl just undressed in front of you?
well, yeah, because when you're in the fashion show,
Yeah, you
you're
gotta
just
move quick, yeah.
So as a 17-year-old kid, perverted mind, I kept looking, and I learned real quick. It's it's like looking at the sun. You get a quick glimpse, and you look away, and then you get desensitized.
Except it doesn't burn your retina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
but
it's
yeah,
a little healthier.
but no, it was a funny industry.
Is the traditional world, and Logan, I'm kind of curious to hear your perspective on this. Is it dead? Like, is there still value in it? And if so, like, what is that value? Because there's so many kids moving out here still that are seeking that traditional route. Is it dead?
Here's my answer. The answer is no, it's not dead. But I think the middle ground is completely gone. It's like you're either a struggling actor or you're a fucking superstar and you're doing really well. I don't want to use the word superstar, but you have made it into the zeitgeist of what it means to be in Hollywood. I think that middle ground of like mediocre success has been sort of stripped away because of how easy it is to achieve anything via social media, and how many social media kids or even regular actors that now have a following because of social media are getting hired, even though they might not be the best pick for the job. I think that's what it is, because there's a lot of kids my age who are on traditional TV, like the Riverdale cast, some of the people on Game of Thrones, and they're thriving.
Right.
They're thriving. They're killing it. So is traditional dead? No.
What would you recommend, I guess, both of you guys, if you had a couple tips for people getting into the acting industry in the modern world we live in? What would be your feedback to them?
I'd say first off, just be you, because that's the most important thing. People love who you like genuinely are. Like you look at the movie like Bohemian Rhapsody and you see someone like Freddie Mercury. People loved him because he was so honestly himself.
Authentic,
So
yeah.
I would say being authentically you is important, and that's what people truly love. But being repetitiously good at doing successful habitual things every day. And just not taking no for an answer, because you're going to come here, and if the people who come here and work hard and don't learn from their mistakes don't succeed. But you just have to work hard, not take no for an answer, and learn from your mistakes. What did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong there? And just repetitiously doing things to change that. So to me, honestly, I think anyone can be successful, whatever the hell they want, as long as they repetitiously don't practice. The saying, practice makes perfect. I'd always tell my karate students that it's not true. Perfect practice makes
Yeah,
perfect.
my dad said that too.
Because if
growing
you're
up.
practicing wrong,
Yeah.
or you're learning something wrong, you're giving yourself back steps, and you'll fail. So you can't just come and work hard, but you got to work smart.
On a sort of similar note, I'm going to bring back a Steve Weatherford quote that he said. He said, "Pros make decisions based on commitments, and amateurs make decisions based on feelings." So, to relate it to what you're saying is, to be a successful actor, you have to have that discipline. If a party's happening Friday night and you have an audition Saturday morning, like study your fucking lines. Don't go out to One Oak.
Yeah.
Wait, you just did that, yeah?
Well, I did because I'm an idiot, and also I have a problem. Man, this social media cushion is a big one, and if acting doesn't work out, probably gonna be.
So you just got late. You're like lazy.
It's not lazy. It's just like it's the stakes of I want to be an actor, and it's all I have. It's my only hope. Like, no, I'm good at social media, so I'm sort of comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
that urgency to succeed in the acting vertical,
Which is so important,
Yeah, you know,
It's kinda
so
important.
like a lot of actors, like you said, you were sleeping on a couch in a dojo. Like I didn't. I was in a dorm, and then social media took off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never had that true struggle phase. There's spots where I wasn't making money, but I never did the couch surfing.
Yeah.
Well, now you're also making longer form content on your channel. So
I was just
how
gonna say,
And
how
I was
does that
gonna say we do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
does that really like actually affect your motivation going into the traditional Hollywood scene? Are you kind of like at this point you're like, I could just do my own thing, I could provide my own budget, make my own project, and sell it?
Well, he for sure can do that. There's no reason he can't. He just has to, like, to me, everyone, all of us who have this cushioning of the social medias, we need to, like I said before, how we need to have the talent to back this shit up.
Yeah.
These actors who are sleeping on couches, who are grinding their ass off, who are in acting class every day,
They're good.
They're working on their craft. It's
Yeah.
it's like anything, like martial arts. The only reason I got a black belt and won world titles is because I was in the karate school 5 hours a day, training, getting my ass beat, hitting myself in the face with bow staff, and then I'd lose. I'd get like 7th place. I'd go back and I'd train again. It's just like an audition. You go, that's not your audition. You go back, you train. And some people be like, oh, I'm not meant for this. I haven't booked anything in like 3 years. It's like, no, well, you could be, but if whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
So how do you guys have
Yeah.
the capacity though to do acting, music,
Yeah, you do a lot of
all this
shit.
stuff?
For me, like, it's cheesy, and I say this in other interviews, but my ultimate idol of who I look up to, and it sounds weird, but is Forrest Gump. And
Just keep running.
well, the reason
I think that's great.
The reason for Forrest Gump is because anything he wanted to do, he did it. He wanted to run, he ran. He wanted to join the army, he joined the army, and we did it. He did it with such dumb, blind passion that he became the best. He got a Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
He did all this stuff, and to me, I think in life it's important that if you're passionate about something and it leads you somewhere, why not do it? We have a short life. We for all we know, we only have one life, and why not do everything that you want to do?
You remember why you got that medal, right?
Because he
got shot in the butt.
Because I got shot in the butt.
Yeah.
I got stung.
Hey, that's awesome. I love that. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah.
But I think it's super important to just do what you want. But I think we're in a space now where it's the most accepted time to do whatever you want. Like
Right.
before, it was so like, if you're an actor, you're an actor. You don't do music. And even it's still kind of the same way, but we're at the pivotal point where we can start doing whatever we want and being accepted, because you see like people like Danielle Bregoli, that girl was on Dr. Phil, and
Yeah.
now she's like making rap music, and I wanted to hate it, and I went on and listened to like one of her verses of her like freestyling. I'm like, holy.
I'll just hate, this might be ignorant, but I'll just hate some of that stuff out of principle.
No, I know.
Like, I'm sorry, like, you, Danielle Bregoli, like, cash me outside.
I'm not
but
saying
even
I'm
if your shit's fire, like,
Yeah.
I'm still not listening to it just because I can't. Like, as a human being, I can't listen to it just because, like, I don't.
Yeah, you gotta respect her though.
I'm
At the
just-
end
I
of
know,
the
I
day,
do.
it's
Of
like
course I
it's a
do.
crazy-
Like, I don't
agree.
want to cash her outside. I'm scared of that.
I'm just
girl,
making an
dude, but,
example
like,
of how anything's possible. today.
Anything is possible,
Anything is
dude.
possible.
Like,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, dude, I see her booking shows in like where I used to live and shit. And shit. It's like people are showing up like, cash me outside, girls on stage right now. I got to get in there. I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
What happened? What happens, bro?
it's crazy.
Yo, but to Spencer's point, it was it is solid about he can be even a little bit more lazy now too, because he just has been making his own content. We've
Yeah.
been stirring up our own shit. Like, we're going on this Russia
it's
trip.
so much more fun, dude.
Yeah.
He starts with a concept, an idea,
Mhm.
and we just bake it out, or he bakes it out into this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hires actors, does the whole thing, and then like I think we'll get to a point soon where we're just selling the shit, and then the money
Yeah,
starts
for
to come
sure,
along
for
with
sure.
it.
Well, if
You know?
if that's what you're passionate about, then that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure.
Failure,
So if this is what you're doing, but deep down you want to be an actor, then you've got to approach that with your mind and be like, oh well, yeah, this works for me. But do I wake up every day being like, I want to go slap Russian guys in the face, or do
Yeah.
I want to be doing
What
real
would
movies?
you if you knew that next week you would either have the best acting role for starring in a movie about, whatever, some post office killer or some shit, who knows, or you could have the next Super Size Me, Morgan Spurlock, and like
real life
you drove it
documentary.
yourself. Everyone was like, yo, this is the most
I would
crazy
I would do acting. I would do the
Really?
acting. Yeah, for sure. Dude, I'm a
Interesting.
picky actor. Like, if the role is right and like I feel it, and I don't think this has happened yet. Like I feel like when I fully dive into acting. I want to do like a Kevin Hart / The Rock type of acting where like, let's be honest, these guys aren't playing characters. They're playing themselves with different names in each movie.
Yep.
That like I want to do that. I want to be myself.
Authenticity.
Like just be Logan Paul with a character in a costume.
How do you achieve that?
I think I'll achieve a certain level of fame and success where I'll just parlay that into movies. You know, like Machine Gun Kelly did it.
Yeah, he was good in The Dirt.
Yeah, and by the way though, he's a character actor. Like
Bird Box.
Yeah, he can play characters.
Do you think it would behoove him to take some of the imperfect roles in order to get the perfect roles?
Well, again, learning from being on set is the most valuable thing you do, because what's better than learning how to do something by actually doing it? But since you've got the power to produce your own stuff, hence is what I'm doing right now with my friends who are amazing directors, producers. They make, which is a movie for $80,000 called The Perception. Visually, it looks like we did it for $10 million. So I'm sure you have access to teams like this.
Yeah, for sure.
That you can write yourself, but don't write it yourself. Get a good writer. You've got the budget to do this, and put yourself in a project that will highlight these talents that you want a casting director to see. Because right now, if a cast director goes to your social media and sees you slapping people in the face and doing, these skits, they're going to think, oh, say they were looking for Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, should we bring Logan Paul in for Star-Lord?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
What if they're casting a movie about the Russian slapping?
Again, but that's not where he wants to be, I don't think. So to me, I think you've got to start putting stuff out there, not only for your fans, but for what a casting director or these people that are making these big decisions want. So for me, that's why in the past, like I was hesitant to do these little like the videos that you guys would do, the skits, because I was worried that if a cast director saw that, they might be like, oh, well, I'm not going to take him seriously as an actor because he's one of these skit guys.
Yep.
And everything I've tried to do on a high budget level where people will look at it and they'll be like, oh, I could see him as a leading man or as a superhero. So I put myself in the pivotal position that if a cast director sees it, they can picture it.
So yes, you're right. But I've also seen that the flip side of that, where like people hold off doing the skits and the projects that they want to do and end up not getting the role that they didn't do the thing for.
Yeah.
And now you just did nothing. Right. Like now you're trapped.
I agree with you. If I guarantee you that if I went and did all the skits that I could have done when you guys were all doing those, my following would probably be double right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But to me, that's not really where my focus was. I was lucky to have the following I do, but I really wanted to pivot myself that when I was ready, someone could take me as a serious actor, so I could like line myself to get up a Gambit role.
And I think that's kind of what he's doing. Like he did everything he needed to do to get this massive, hefty platform.
Yeah.
And now like you're starting to see him not filling his pool up with Starburst.
Yeah, but also like we're gonna do that.
Maybe, but you're also at the same time you're making like the Flat Earth movie we did. Got very good reviews. It was still.
But I don't see anything wrong with doing these viral things.
Yeah.
I just think he needs to also be doing the high talent, surrounding himself with viable actors who are going to bring his acting potential up and giving them something to see. He is good. Like put it this way: when Chris Pratt got Guardians of the Galaxy, they tried to call him in, and the cast director, and they were like, "We're not seeing him. He's the fat guy from Parks and Rec."
Yeah.
And they said no. And she's like, "Please, just come in." And he said no. So they tricked the guy and brought Chris Pratt in without telling him. And he walked in, read 3 lines, and he looked back at her and went, "He's the guy." So
wow.
So the truth is,
lie to people.
not lie to people.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter what.
viable,
but it doesn't matter what their image of you is. You can change it at any second, but you need to be able to.
That's totally
have
true.
the talent to back it up.
Yeah, man, people are fickle, dude. They're you have to prove that you're right because everyone. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's do a segment, bro. Hey, we got segment.
Let's do a segment.
We don't have the soundboard's dead.
That's why I did that.
Hey, the segment is called the Low Gang Letters of Love. So I have 3 letters here.
Okay.
Submitted by people.
Fan engagement.
Fan engagement. 1, 2, and 3. All right. I need you to pick one. The categories are love, sex, and marriage. And then I want you to answer the question, give advice, whatever it is.
I'll pick. You pick for me. How's that?
5.
Because I can answer the most fucked up one that you want me to.
I'll do. I mean, I don't know him. Dylan did these.
I think
I
I know. What
I'll just pick one random. I'll pick the middle one.
That's what I was gonna do too. Yeah, good call.
What is this? Oh, he didn't even know.
Yeah, we don't even have it labeled.
That's like a
opening this.
manila
This is a mysterious
envelope.
show.
Sex.
Oh,
it's
what
sex.
are the chances?
Dear Nick, have you slept with a celebrity? If you have, with who? Yeah, there was this one night with Logan after airplane mode. It got kind of weird.
Hey, he's good. He's good.
This guy.
We knew it.
This guy, yeah, but yeah, it was quite the night. That's all I'm gonna
Amazing.
say.
Yeah, I
That's all
agree.
I'm gonna
You never told me
I
about
remember.
that.
I was impressed with you that night.
say. Yeah, I really put the work in. I put the work
Hey.
in.
All right, that's all for that segment. We do have another one though. With this,
That was a great segment right there.
Amazing.
We got
It
facts.
was rich and compelling.
Facts.
Facts with Spencer.
Wow, we
This
have
is,
facts.
I like this segment, by the way.
Yeah.
This one's growing on me.
This is a good one. Yo, so Lexar just released the 1 terabyte SD card.
Wait. For cameras?
Yeah, they got a 1 terabyte SD
How's that
card now.
possible?
Yo,
See
how
that?
is it?
You see that?
Show them,
You
please.
see that?
$400.
This is for people who
400
don't know.
bucks.
My editor Hayden's like, wait, what? Jeff's like, no.
Yeah,
Yo,
there's boners on set.
1 terabyte is so much memory. I remember
It's a
the
lot.
days when the max on like a digital camera was like a 6 terabyte.
Yeah. No, yeah, 16
Megabyte.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? What
like
was the
8
first
pictures.
cell phone
Yeah.
we got? Like the first iPhone, it had like
8
No, I had 8 gigs.
gigs.
8 gigs.
So this
Okay.
is 1,000 gigs. And what was that? That was probably like less than 10 years ago. So the rate at which technology, hey, actually this is good segue. The rate at which technology is getting more and more advanced is so fast right now. It's approaching, if not already there, like an exponential growth.
It's crazy.
So I believe if I go to Russia and they slap me and there's some serious damage to my brain that will come into effect when I'm 40, 50 years old, I believe at that age, I'll be fucking good.
You'll
Tell me
get some
technology
stem
won't be able
cell.
to heal me. For
It's
sure.
it's funny you say that because I feel like people have been saying that about like things that we still deal with today since like 1950.
Yeah.
No,
like
no,
they're
no,
like
no,
they're like
no.
cancer. Oh, if I just make it to 90, it'll
Yeah.
be cured by that.
Exactly.
Oh,
I see
nothing's-
people like shaking, like
because yeah,
There's a
people
lot of
they're giving up
conspiracy
at
that we
this
have the
point.
cures
'Cause-
for all these things, right?
Well, that's
So-
what I was gonna say. You have to understand that as fast as science moves, corporations move the exact same speed in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
And
they-
so,
they
like big
crush the
pharma,
cures. Yeah.
and they're like, "Wait, you have the cure?"
Well, I'm just talking about for me specifically traumatic brain damage that I
just
may
Logan
suffer.
Paul
No,
brain
no.
disorder.
yeah, we'll be able
They'll
to
have that
we'll,
cured,
we'll be able to
for
pull you
sure.
back from the dead.
Speaking of that, did you guys see what happened to Sage Northcutt?
Oh my God, this poor kid.
I've known Sage since he was 7 years old.
No way.
Yeah, he's
How'd you know him?
Martial arts. He's a martial arts world champion like myself. We used to compete in the same league. He's got like 50 world titles.
So for those of you who don't know, Sage Northcutt was a character in Point Break, and
So he was
He had-
he just left the UFC and went to one championship, and I feel really bad. He had 8 fractures in his orbital.
yeah,
bone.
he got knocked out in 30 seconds in this fight. This is a picture of him in the hospital.
Damn.
He's a tough kid.
I was on the verge of potentially
Canceling your-
taking a fight with this guy. I mean, no.
Oh, with Sage.
It was a conversation one time.
Yeah.
I tweeted at him. I called him Sage North, but
Yeah,
um,
he is the nicest person you'll ever meet.
I know.
If he came on your podcast, he'd call you sir the whole time. He'd be
Really?
smiling. Yeah, he's from Texas. He's raised very religious, and he's just a good kid all around. It's
Damn, but he just got clocked. Huh?
How's he doing? Is he?
he's a tough kid. He's smiling about it, but I don't know if his face will be the same. 8 fractures.
man, I hope it is because that's a good looking kid, man.
That's a nice face.
What a nice guy.
Dude, and he was that ripped since he's 7.
Really?
His parents
He
own a
was one of those
supplement.
kids?
Yeah, his parents own a supplement company. They kept the whole family super healthy. I remember going to teach them in Texas. And
Well, speaking of Sage Northcutt, Poop Patrol aims to combat the outstanding amount of human feces on the San Francisco streets.
What is it? What do they do?
So there's a map service that you can actually plot points where you find human poop.
I
Logan
have
has
the,
it here.
I have the map here. Actually, this is incredible. So,
What?
It's a lot of
apparently,
shit
a lot
right
of people
there.
just pooping everywhere on the streets here.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. We were just in San Francisco. It's a thing.
I'm sorry. Is this fucking real, dude?
who came up with
How
it?
are you supposed to find the shit in that black mass? in the
Obviously, you
middle,
can
bro?
zoom in.
This has gotta
You can
be a
zoom
joke.
in.
I don't.
There's zoom technology on Google Maps
It's
now.
true.
Gotta be a joke.
But I'm just saying. Go ahead, zoom in. Let me.
Is
see
this
what
like
happens.
Waze for shit?
I think it's a screenshot.
I think so.
Yeah.
But
So in San Francisco, apparently the homeless population is like one of the worst in the country.
if you remember when we visited
Yeah.
your family, I was like, "Yo, you guys live in a nice place." They're like, "Well, homeless men shit on
Shit
our
on
door
our
every
door
day."
every
That's
day.
what they
and
said.
it was a nice place.
It was a beautiful
It was
place.
a beautiful
Here's-
location.
Here's my query.
Hold on, back it up. The homeless guy actually shit.
Shit's on their door. My sister's
No,
door.
this is a
They-
common thing.
Shit
This is
everywhere,
actually
bro.
real.
Do they put it in a bag and light it on fire?
No,
No.
They
It's not
just
Billy
shit.
Madison. It's literal just homeless shitting. And the thing is this city has the highest property value and income and everything, not income, but property value in the United States right now. And so you've got these massive, modern, multi-million-dollar homes and just big old loads of shit all over the place. And more so, here's my query/question. Who was the man that said, I am going to create an API that plots shit? Tell me more about this guy, because I want to hear about
Okay,
that.
so apparently people, you get on the app, you drop a pin, you say, hey, there's some shit here, and someone comes and cleans it.
You get a point or something. Like, what's the incentive?
Is it ways?
Why do I do that?
Do you level up?
Poop points.
Do you lose points if it's dog shit, not actual human?
Oh.
Or do you lose points if it's your shit and you're a homeless person and you plotted your own shit? Like, how is there a point system?
No. They rank you. Like, they give you a boost.
Oh, for how much shit you produce?
Oh, so you can get clout on the app.
You can get shit clout.
You can get famous for finding the most poop.
Shit clout.
I'm making all that up. I don't know. But this is in the works. I think it's a good thing. All right.
I don't know if
What else we got?
All
maybe
right,
just stop. Maybe all the money. Imagine this: all the fucking money they dumped into this API. They put some porta potties out for homeless people.
No, they have those.
No, fuck that.
They have those. I was on a run. I went to the Golden Gate Bridge. I went across all these porta potties.
How many?
Hundreds.
100. Where is this porta potty bank?
He ran
Spencer?
15 miles, bro.
There
They're
was a
all
lot,
along.
bro.
I remember.
There was a lot, and there was still shit. Like they don't care. They see a porta potty, and it's not even. They
'cause
don't
imagine
register
this,
it as a place to
it's
poop.
not even don't register. It's just like
It's like that's
let's be honest,
whack.
no, it's a quick thrill, man. You poop in public, like that's fun. That's fun.
true.
Do you think
Have
there
you
should
guys
be a
ever pooped?
penalty? Do you think there should be a penalty? Like if you get caught, I'm sure there is, by the way. But like, say it's found out that you're like they start putting a tracer into poop, and they find out your poop was plotted 50 times.
Yeah, I think
should
it's
you be?
we
Also-
should start chipping people for sure. Chip their poop.
What, anal chips?
Yeah, anal chips. That's a real thing.
Expensive that would be putting anal chips in homeless people.
That's what they said about this plotting API. And some
Yo, what's the next fact?
some investor pumped $50 million into this
I have a
shit.
poop limit.
All right, first off, one last poop. Nick, have you pooped in public?
I actually have a funny story about that.
Here we go.
Let's hear it, bro.
I was. Fuck, this is embarrassing, but when I was a kid, for some reason, I'd always like shit my pants, and I
Sorry. I'm going to stop you right there.
I don't care how embarrassing this is.
No, that's fine.
I'm man enough to say.
I just need you to say it one more time.
when I was a young kid, I would shit my pants, and my mom took me to the doctor, and they called it a sneaky poop.
Poop or poo?
Sneaky poop.
Sneaky poopitis?
No, just 2 O's. And then I remember.
Did you know you were doing it, or you couldn't help it?
I don't know. Maybe I was so young. I was I think like 2 or 3, like 3 years old.
Was there any chance
Oh,
you're like,
okay, that's-
bitch, I'm fucking
that's
Nick
manageable.
Bateman. I'm gonna shit wherever I goddamn please.
Maybe that I don't know. But I remember one day I was avidly trying to not poop my pants as this little kid, and I was at the back of the playground, and I looked all the way up to the school, and I was like, I'm not gonna make that.
Everyone's had that moment.
Yeah. So I looked around me and I saw a fence, and I was like, I have to do this. So I jumped the fence and I shit in someone's.
What'd you use for toilet paper?
Probably leaves. I don't know. Yeah,
I've done
like
it.
I was in Canada, so they had some big old maple leaves there.
Yeah.
So I remember jumping the fence. Then
By the way, if that happened in Canada, yeah, I'm sure the neighbor would thank you for fertilizing their
their
plants.
plans.
It's okay.
So I remember jumping the fence again, and a couple of people saw, and they're like, "Did you shit in that person's yard?" And I'm like, I was a little nervous. I was like, "Yeah, I had to go." And they're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" And I was like, "Okay." So I told a couple more people, and then by the next day, I realized it was not cool, and I was the kid that jumped the fence and shit. on
And you
someone's-
couldn't have been a baby at this time. Like a little, I'm imagining like a baby Bateman jumping a fence. That's
No,
not
I was like
possible.
4 or 5 years old.
Still shitting.
Yeah.
You were the shit.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, it's still like semi acceptable. I was at a bar. This is completely unacceptable. I was at a bar a few years back, and I was talking to this girl, and there was about to be a hookup situation. I started, that gurgling you feel in your stomach where you're like, I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna poop right now.
Yeah.
And all when you go to a bar, busy bar or a club, the bathrooms sometimes have long lines, and I was like, this won't do. Like, I've got to find a place to shit immediately.
No.
So I exited the club out the front door,
just stop.
ran to a back alley and pooped in the alley.
No.
And then I had an undershirt on. I took it off, used the undershirt,
As
and then went
clothing.
back to the club and still hooked up with the girl with swamp ass.
It's,
That's
why
terrible.
why hasn't that been a skit yet?
He's the director. I'm just the fucking actor, dude. I don't know. It's a great story, dude.
Do we end the show there, or do I keep
No.
going? Do I go to this last fact, or what?
It
what
happened.
do I
I don't even know what I
Please
ate.
change
dude.
the subject. Please change
Okay,
the
all right.
subject now.
do? Well, I mean, speaking of all that, World's largest plane makes first flight over California.
Whoa.
That's a big ass plane.
Whoa. There's two
So,
of them.
yep.
Made into one.
It's 2 planes into one.
Wait, is that really
It's
what
revolutionary.
happened?
Yeah.
What's the
So
point
it
of
took
this
over the
plane?
Mojave. It's to carry up ships. And so instead of using rockets to launch satellites in the air, you basically attach it to the middle of that sucker, fly up super high, like 35,000
You
feet.
launched a rocket off
You
of that?
launch the rocket off of that.
Nice.
Why do I feel like this is one of those man things where a dude's just like, I just want the biggest plane? Like, there's no application. They're not going to use it for fucking rockets, dude. The dude glued 2 planes together with Elmer's glue and was like, my double plane is bigger than your single plane, bitch. Like,
Hey, Mike might be right.
He might be right.
like, yo, they're not going to use
You have
that
the-
for anything. It's a fucking glued double plane.
Do you have the budget on what that plane cost?
Does it say it?
I'll look that up. That's probably a lot.
It'd be
If I had to
interesting to
guess.
know because that's
500,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's how much it can carry
This
up.
is like Drake, too. Drake just bought a jumbo jet. Like, at what point
Yeah,
is
but his
it?
is dope, yo. Air Drake.
Kind of looks like
Air Drake.
1986 Casino.
I think they're
inside.
keeping it
Inside,
low key.
yeah.
They didn't release the price on that sucker.
All right, that was facts for Spencer. Thank you, Spence.
Of course.
It's the first time we clapped for that, I think. That was cool.
Man, I always like that segment.
Yeah, that was fun.
I do too. I think that might be the best segment, especially because so much poop comes out of it.
is this dent on purpose because you want to dent the universe?
Yep,
Wow.
for sure.
Tagline.
Am I the first person who got onto that?
Look, ball.com/shop.
Hey, should we do audio only?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hey, so it's basically this. Here's the fun thing, but just better and juicier.
I don't know. It's not today because one of the leading things people are watching this episode is Bateman's looks.
Oh,
so as soon as the
I
visuals
don't know,
gone,
man.
people
He's
are
got a hell of a good voice too.
maybe
Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it calms me down.
calms me down.
That's not usually this deep. I just got lucky today, you know.
No, you said "oot" a couple times.
I said oot.
Hey, yo.
Oot and a boot.
We're about to do the audio only Spotify and iTunes. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to this channel. Nick, bro, thank you for coming on Impaulsive.
having me, yeah.
Of course, but where can they find you on social media?
Nick 2_ Bateman because one was taken and some little kid.
2 underscores?
How the fuck? That's horrifying.
Damn.
You know
Might as
what?
well just delete your account.
I've grown
Or
to
beat
like
that
the
kid up.
2_.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
I've grown to like my dog, my girl, everyone's
You could park a bus in between those two.
Yeah, it's like a long
underscores.
pause. You're not Nick Bateman. You're Nick
Bateman.
Bateman.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit that subscribe button, Impulsive audience. We love you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.
And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, fuck, fine, because I want the pictures to look good. So I go in the corner away from this guy, and I kind of like try to,
Buddy whack it.
yeah. And then I come back, and then at one point he was like, oh, let me do it. I'm like,
What the fuck? I am sorry.
Whoa.
What the fuck? Did he make it onto that blacklist of photographers that just came out recently?
I slapped his hand so hard away, and I was like, don't you ever do that again.
Wow.